throughout the body. The charge will be only this much of length of cylinder is inside this Gaussian surface. This is Gaussian surface. What is charge present in the Gaussian surface? 2 pi small r integer. Now use the same formula. Hi students, how are you? Welcome to my channel Doctor's Physics, and in this video we are going to study about the applications of Gauss law. Okay, before studying about the applications of Gauss law, we study a small concept, that is the charge densities. There are three types of charge densities. First one is linear charge density. Okay, and second one is surface charge density. And last one is volume charge density. Okay. And I will represent this linear charge density with a symbol lambda. And with surface charge density, I will represent this one with sigma. And volumetric charge density, I will represent with rho. Okay. What is linear charge density? What is a linear charge density, Nausea? The linear charge density is nothing but the charge present per unit length. That means there is a wire. The length of this wire is some L and the charge is Q. And this charge is uniformly distributed throughout the length. Now what is lambda? The lambda is nothing but the charge per unit length. That means charge by length. That is a lambda. Now what is unit? For charge, coulomb, and for length, meter. Coulomb per meter. This is the unit for this linear charge density. Okay, what is the use of this? Okay, the lambda is nothing but the charge present per unit length. Now I took a wire of length 10 meters. And the charge for this wire is 5 coulombs. Now what is lambda? What is lambda? What is the linear charge density for this wire? The linear charge density for this wire is Q by L. What is charge? 5. Length is 10. Therefore nothing but 0.5. What is the meaning of 0.5? If I take 1 meter wire, in this 1 meter wire, the charge present is 0.5 coulombs. That means the linear charge density will tell me the charge present in 1 meter wire. Okay, now they told to find the charge in 3 meters wire. Now what is the charge present in 3 meters wire? If they told to find the charge present in particular length, then simply multiply the lambda. Simply multiply the lambda with the length what they give 3 meters. They told to find the charge present in these 3 meters. Therefore lambda into 3. What is lambda? 0.5 into 3 is 1.5 coulombs. That's all. If they told to find the charge present in this small length L, if they told to find the charge present in this length of L, then what is charge? The charge assuming is Q dash. For the Q dash, I will get as simply lambda into what is the length? L. That's all. That is the main purpose why we are to solve the problems very easily. We should know what is the linear charge densities. When they are infinitely long wires, then they won't give the charge present in them. They will give simply the linear charge density. And then by using this linear charge density, by using the surface charge density, by using this volume charge density, you have to find the problems. You have to find the solutions. And finally, I think this is clear. Now, what is surface charge density? Simply it is charge present in unit area. That is simply, this is a body of area A. And the charge present in this Q. And this charge is uniformly distributed throughout the surface. Then the surface charge density is Q by area. And what is unit? Coulomb per, what is the area unit? Meter square. Therefore, coulomb per meter square is the unit of this surface charge density. Now see here. Now they told to find the charge present in this area A dash. They told to find the charge present in this area A dash. Now how can I find the charge present in this area A dash? Assume the charge is Q dash. What is the charge amount? What is the amount of charge present in this A dash? Simply Q dash is nothing but what is the surface charge density? That is sigma into what is area? Area is A dash. That's all. If I want to find the charge present in this area A dash, then simply multiply this sigma into A dash. Same way for volume charge density. What is this volume charge density? That is rho. Simply charge per unit volume. That means sometimes if you take a non-conductors, for conductors always the charge will be on the surface. Okay, then I will take the surface charge density. But if I take a non-conductors, for non-conductors the charge will be distributed throughout the body. The charge will be distributed throughout the body. That means for whole volume the charge will be distributed. Then I will take the volume charge density. When you are solving the problems, you will understand what are those. Now Q by what is the unit? Coulomb per for volume meter cube. Coulomb per meter cube is nothing but the unit for volume charge density. Now this is the volume. Assume this is a non-conductor spherical body and the charge is Q and the volume is V. The charge is distributed throughout the volume. Now they told to find the charge present in this volume V dash. They told to find the charge present in this volume V dash. Now what is the charge? Assume the charge is Q dash. What is the Q dash? Simply multiply this row into this volume. Then I will get the charge present in this volume V dash. And this clear what is the linear charge density, surface charge density, volume charge densities. I think this clear. Okay. Now we will start the application. First application of the Gauss law. Okay, what is the first application of the Gauss law? The electric field due to a point charge. You have to find the electric field due to a point charge. And by using the Gauss law, that is important. By using Gauss law. Okay, now see here. There is a charge, point charge, Q. And they told to find the electric field because of this charge at a distance R. They told to find the electric field at this point P, which is a distance R. No, they told to find the electric field by using the Gauss law. How can I find it? Now see, what is the Gauss law formula? According to the Gauss law, the flux is nothing but 1 by epsilon naught times of the charge enclosed in the Gaussian surface. That is, Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral of E bar dot ds bar. Now by using these formulas, I will find electric field intensities. Now see here. Now, this is a charge. If I want to use this formula, I need a Gaussian surface. The surface integral of ds is nothing but the surface area of the Gaussian surface. That means I have to assume a Gaussian surface now. Now, what is the best suitable Gaussian surface for this charge? The best Gaussian surface will be a spherical shell. The best possible Gaussian surface is a spherical shell because a spherical shell, what is the first priority? The electric field at every point on the surface of a Gaussian surface must be same. That means if I get this point has a distance r. Therefore, the electric field at this point, if I get this point, this is the point at a distance r from the charge. Therefore, this is also a point distance r. Therefore, this point, all the points on the surface of a Gaussian surface having the same electric field intensity because the distance is same. That means the best possible Gaussian surface is the spherical shell. And the charge I have to present at the center. Okay. Well and good. Now I got the Gaussian surface. First point is completed. I took the Gaussian surface. Now second point. I have to find the charge enclosed in this Gaussian surface. That means I have to find a Q enclosed. What a charge enclosed? If I take this is a Gaussian surface, what a charge present in this Gaussian surface? The charge present is simply Q. Okay, the charge enclosed I got as Q. And third one, area of a Gaussian surface. Area of the Gaussian surface. There is nothing but surface integral of ds. The surface integral of ds will give the area of the Gaussian surface. Now what is the area of this spherical shell? What is the area? What is the area of this Gaussian surface? This Gaussian surface I am assuming is a spherical shell. It is not a circle, it is spherical shell. What is the area of the surface? Spherical shell. That is 4 pi r square. Now use this formula. Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral E bar dot ds bar. What is the Q enclosed? Q epsilon naught must be equal to what is the electric field I have to find? Electric field into what is the surface integral of ds? It is nothing but area of the Gaussian surface, that is 4 pi r square. Therefore, what you will get electric field? The electric field I got as Q by epsilon naught, send this 4 pi r square down. Therefore, 4 pi r square. Therefore, what is electric field? Just arrange them. What will you get? Q by 4 pi epsilon naught r square. There is nothing but kq by r square. That means the electric field at this point P is how much? Kq by r square. Now what is the direction? This is the direction of electric field. The direction of electric field will be always in that line joining these 2 points. Therefore, if I assume this is r bar, therefore the electric field will be kq by r square into r cap, where r cap is unit vector along this r bar. Therefore, this is electric field. That is E V bar. Previously, I got the same formula. Now, by using the Gauss law, I got the same formula. And this is clear. How to find the electric field intensity to a point charge by using the Gauss law. Okay, now we'll see the electric field due to an infinity long wire. Now we'll see the electric field intensity due to an infinity long wire by using this Gauss law. Okay, now see here. Okay. Now we'll see the electric field due to an infinity long wire. You can now see here. The electric field due to a uniformly charged infinity long wire. Okay, this is the second application of Gauss law. We are going to find the electric field intensity due to a uniformly charged infinity long wire. Okay, now see here. This is an infinity long wire and it is uniformly charged. Now, what is the charge for this infinity wire? It is infinity wire. What is the charge? Charge we can't say. Therefore, they gave me the lambda. What is lambda? Linear charge density. That means if I take 1 meter wire, the charge present in this 1 meter wire is nothing but lambda. Okay. Now, they told to find the electric field intensity at the point P, which is a distance R. They told to find electric field intensity because of this wire at a point P, which is a distance R. Now, first of all, what I will take? First one I will take as the Gaussian surface. What is the best possible Gaussian surface to cover this wire? What is the best possible Gaussian surface? If this is a wire and if I take a spherical body, then this is the best possible Gaussian surface. Always remember, the Gaussian surface must be in such a way that the electric field at all the points on the surface must be same. And one more point, the electric field must be either perpendicular to the surface or it must be parallel to the surface. Now see here. Here the electric field is perpendicular to the surface. Well and good. But here, if this is a wire, here the electric field is perpendicular. Here the electric field is not perpendicular. It will be making some angle. Here the electric field will be. Here the electric field, it is making some angle. Will you guys accept that? That means if I take a spherical body, the electric field lines won't be perpendicular always. Therefore, I am assuming a cylindrical body. Notice here. I am assuming a cylindrical body. Okay. I assume the cylindrical body. The radius of the cylindrical body is R and the length I took as L. This cylindrical body is nothing but a Gaussian surface. Okay, I assume the Gaussian surface. Well and good. Second one. One more point to remember. Always the Gaussian surface has to pass through the point where you are going to find the electric field. This Gaussian surface has to pass through the point where we are going to find the electric field. That is compulsory. Now, second one. Charge enclosed. What is the charge enclosed? This is an infinity long wire. But what is the charge present in this cylinder? This is a Gaussian surface. And what is the charge present in this cylinder? Only this much of wire is present in this cylinder. You guys will accept that. In this closed surface, only this much of wire. How much wire? L length wire is present in this cylinder. What is the charge? Can you imagine that? This is an infinity long wire, but I am assuming a cylindrical body of this much length. Now what is the length present in this cylindrical body? Only this much of length, right? Therefore, what is the length of the wire present in this cylindrical body? The length is here. We will ask if that what is the charge present in this length L? If you want to find the charge present in this length L, then what I have to do? The charge is nothing but lambda into L. If I want to find the charge present in this length L wire, then I have to multiply the lambda linear charge density into that length. Therefore, there is a Q dash present in this length wire. That Q dash is nothing but the charge enclosed. Only because of this much wire is there in the body, inside the surface, and the charge of this wire is nothing but Q dash. Therefore, the charge enclosed is nothing but, what is charge enclosed? The charge enclosed in this Gaussian surface is nothing but, how much? Lambda into L. Okay, next one. The area of the Gaussian surface. There is nothing but surface integral of ds. Okay, now see, I am using the formula. Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral of E bar dot ds bar. There is nothing but surface integral of E bar dot ds bar for first surface plus surface integral of E bar dot ds bar for the second surface. What is the meaning of first surface? Now see here. This is a cylinder, top view. This is a cylinder and this is a wire. Will you guys accept that? And the electric field lines by the cylinder, by this wire will be always like this. This is the direction of electric field lines. Will you guys accept that? It means this is a wire, the electric field lines will be like this. That means these electric field lines are perpendicular to this plane. Okay? These electric field lines and these electric field lines are perpendicular to this plane. Now, what is the meaning of that? Now see here. This is a plane. What is area vector? Area vector is always perpendicular to the surface. Therefore, this is the area vector n cap and this is the direction of electric field. Therefore, what is the angle between them? The angle between them is 0. Therefore, for first surface, the angle between them is surface integral E ds cos theta. Cos theta, what is the angle between them? The cos theta is 0. Therefore, integration of E ds plus surface integral of what is second body? See here, it must be a closed body. This is a cylinder. The cross sectional area, okay, one. But the top area pi r square and the bottom area pi r square. What happened to them? You have to consider them also, right? Now, for the top area, the unit vector will be, area vector will be upwards. Therefore, this is the area vector n cap. And the electric field directions are like this. What is the angle between them? The angle between them, the area vector and the electric field is 90 degrees. Therefore, what is the angle? 90. Therefore, cos 90 is 0. That means the flux through the top area and the bottom area is 0. The flux, the electric field lines will only pass through the cross sectional area. Therefore, E ds cos 90. Therefore, it becomes 0. The flux will pass only through this cross section area. On the top pi r square, at the bottom pi r square. The flux is 0. Because the area vector for this, the top surface is upwards and the electric field lines because of this wire is like this, 90 degrees. Therefore, the flux through this surface is 0. The flux through the bottom surface is 0. The flux is only because of this cross section area. Therefore, what is the cross section area? You have to find what is charge enclosed, that is lambda into L by epsilon naught. Q enclosed is nothing but lambda into L by epsilon naught must be equal to E into what is the surface integral of ds. That is nothing but the cross section area of the Gaussian surface. What is that? The top pi r square is not considered because there is no flux passing through it. And the bottom pi r square is not considered because the flux passing through it is 0. Only the cross section area you have to consider. What is the cross section area of a cylinder? The cross section area of a cylinder is 2 pi r into L. I think you guys know this. The cross section area of the cylinder is 2 pi r into L. Therefore, equate the LL cancelled off. Therefore, lambda by epsilon naught must be equal to 2 pi r into electric field. What is electric field? The electric field is lambda by epsilon naught 2 pi r. Now just arrange them. What you will get? Finally, you will get the electric field of the infinite long wire is lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught r. I think this is clear. The main thing is this is a cylinder. Okay, see, this is a cylinder. And for this cross sectional area, the electric field lines are in this direction. And this is n cap. N cap electric field both are same direction. Therefore, cos 0 is 1. Therefore, we have to consider only this area. Only the cross section area. But the bottom area, this is area is how much? The area is pi r square. What is the area vector? Area vector is like this. And the electric field directions will be like this. Because of this way, the electric field directions will be in this direction. But what is the angle? Angle is 90. Then what is the flux? The flux through this surface is 0. The flux through this bottom surface is 0. And the flux is only through this cross section area. Therefore, what is the area of the cross section? Nothing but 2 pi r into L. Now, just keep it there, cancel them. Finally, you got the electric field as lambda by 2 pi epsilon naught. Previously, we got the same thing, right? Previous video when we find, we got the same value. Now, what's the direction? This is r bar. The electric field also will be, in the same direction. Therefore, into r cap. The electric field is R cap. Now what's the graph? What's the graph? The electric field versus R. At R is equal to 0. At R is equal to what is the electric field? At R is equal to 0, electric field is infinity. That means somewhere very high. Here. At R is equal to 0, the electric field is infinity. Now as R is gradually increasing, the electric field gradually decreases. And the electric field is inversely proportional to 1 by R. That means it is a rectangular hyperbola. Therefore the graph will be like this. As R is infinity, the electric field is 0. Therefore, at R is infinity, the electric field is 0. Therefore the graph is a rectangular hyperbola. Electric field versus R. I think this is clear. Okay. Now next one we'll see the electric field due to a cylindrical body. Uniformly charged cylindrical body. See? Now see. The electric field due to a uniformly charged long cylinder. Okay. And it is a conducting. Okay. It is a conductor. Okay. Now see. Why I assume the conductor? Now observe carefully. For every conductor, whatever be the charge will be only on the surface. Whatever be the conductor, the charge will be only on surface. But if it is a non-conductor, the charge will be spread throughout the body. Inside also the charge will be there. But for a conductor, the inside the charge will be 0. Only the charge will be only on the surface. That means if it is a cylinder, if this is a cylinder, the top view, then the charge will be only on the surface of the cylinder. If it is a conductor. If it is a non-conductor, then if this is a cylinder, the top view, that means this is a view. This view. Then the charge will be spread throughout the body. Therefore, now first of all, we are seeing only for a conducting cylinder. Okay. Now see. There is some cylinder. There is some cylinder. And for this cylinder, the radius is R. Okay. Very long cylinder. And the surface charge density they gave as sigma. If it is very long cylinder, then I don't know the charge present in it. Therefore, they give me the sigma. Sigma is the surface charge density. That means if I take 1 meter square area, the charge present in that 1 meter square area is nothing but the sigma. Okay. Now they told to find the electric field intensity at a point P. Now they told to find the electric field intensity at a point P, which is a distance R from the center. Now they told to find the electric field intensity at this point. Now what I have to take? I have to take first of all a Gaussian surface. What is the Gaussian surface for a cylindrical body? What is the best suitable surface to cover a cylindrical body? The best surface is a cylinder itself. Therefore, a cylinder of radius R, a cylinder of radius R and length L. Okay, I mean it's clear. I took the Gaussian surface. First one, when the point, that means when this point is greater than the R. What is the meaning of that? When this R is greater than this capital R, what is the meaning of that? This point is outside this cylinder. I am assuming this is the cylinder. I am assuming electric field intensity. I am finding the electric field intensity at a point P, which is outside the cylinder. That means somewhere here. At this point, I am going to find. Now see here. I took the Gaussian surface. Now what is charge enclosed? What is charge enclosed? This is the cylinder. This is the cylinder. Now the Gaussian surface is like this. This is R and this is smaller. Top view. We are seeing from the top. The top view, this is the cylinder R and this is a Gaussian surface of radius R. Can you guys imagine? The charge will be only on the surface. The charge is uniformly distributed the surface, over all the surface. The charge is distributed over all the surface. That means everywhere on the surface. Okay. Now what is the charge enclosed? If I assume this is the Gaussian surface, this is the Gaussian surface, this is the Gaussian surface, how much of charge is present in that Gaussian surface? This charge is throughout the cylinder, but how much of cylinder is present in this Gaussian surface? Only a length L of cylinder. Out of this whole cylinder, only a length L is present in this Gaussian surface. Can you guys imagine that? Only a length L of cylinder is present in this Gaussian surface. Will you guys accept that? Okay. Now what is the cross-sectional area of this Gaussian cylinder which is present in this Gaussian surface? The area of this cylinder is, what is the area? The area is for this cylinder which is present in this Gaussian surface. How much? 2 pi capital R into L. That is the area of the cylinder which is present in this Gaussian surface. A cylinder of length L is present and the radius of the cylinder is R. Therefore, what is the area? The cross-section area is nothing but 2 pi capital R into L. Now, what is the charge present in this area? What is the charge present in this cylinder of length L? The charge is simply multiply the sigma into area. That is 2 pi capital R into L. Therefore, that is the charge enclosed. The charge enclosed is sigma into 2 pi capital R into L. I think that is clear. See here. This is a cylinder, long cylinder. I am assuming a small Gaussian surface. A small Gaussian surface. In this Gaussian surface, what is the cylinder present? Only this much of cylinder is present. Of length L, this length is L. Only this much of cylinder is present. And for this small cylinder part, there will be some charge. What is the charge? When I multiply the sigma with this area, what is the area? 2 pi R into L. This much of area, cross-section area of this cylinder is present. What is the charge present in this cross-section area? The charge is nothing but sigma into 2 pi R. That is that much of charge is present in this Gaussian surface. For the charge enclosed is sigma into 2 pi R into L. Now what is the area of the Gaussian surface? What is this area? Cross-section area. That is 2 pi small r into L. The radius of this Gaussian surface is smaller, right? Therefore 2 pi small r into L. Therefore I got everything. Now they have to find the electric field density. For Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral E bar dot ds bar. Okay, that is nothing but how much? Q enclosed how much? Sigma 2 pi capital R into L by epsilon naught must be equal to E into what is the area? 2 pi small r into L. 2 pi cancel off, L cancel off. What is remaining? Sigma by epsilon naught must be equal to sigma r by epsilon naught must be equal to E into small r. What is the electric field? The electric field at a point P which is outside is nothing but sigma r by epsilon naught small r. That is electric field. R cap. Where this is R bar and R cap, the electric field will be in this direction. I think that is clear. The main thing here is you have to find the charge enclosed. Out of this whole cylinder, only this much of length of cylinder is inside this Gaussian surface. And for this much of surface, what is charge present? If I want to find the charge, then simply multiply the sigma into what is the area present. Area is nothing but, where is that area? That is nothing but 2 pi r into L. Then you will get charge enclosed. This much of charge is present inside this Gaussian surface. What is the area of this Gaussian surface? The cross-section area of this Gaussian surface is 2 pi small r into L. Now keep them, you will get the electric field. Okay. Now by chance, if small r is equal to capital R, what is the meaning of that? That means the point is on the surface. That means this is a cylinder of radius r, and I am assuming a point here. The point P on the cylinder itself, and the radius is, and the distance is r. From the center, I am assuming a point P which is on the surface. Then the small r is equal to capital R. Therefore, what is charge enclosed? What is charge enclosed? I am assuming Gaussian surface like this. This is a Gaussian surface. What is charge enclosed? The charge enclosed is nothing but sigma into 2 pi capital R into L. It won't change. Now what is the Gaussian surface area? The Gaussian surface area is nothing but this one is the area. What is that? I am assuming like this, a cylinder like this. This is a Gaussian surface of length L. Because I am assuming a point here, right? Always the Gaussian surface has to pass through the point. I am assuming a point on the cylinder. This is a point, and the radius is r. And even this radius is also capital R. Both are same. Small r and capital R both are same. Therefore, what is the cross-section area of this Gaussian surface? The cross-section area is 2 pi r into L. If I use the formula, What is Q enclosed? It is sigma by 2 pi capital R into L by epsilon naught must be equal to E into, what is the Gaussian surface area? The Gaussian surface area is nothing but, what is that area? 2 pi capital R into L. Therefore 2 pi capital R L, 2 pi capital R L cancelled off. What is remaining? The electric field is sigma by epsilon naught. Sigma by epsilon naught. Okay. Well and good. Now by chance, if the point, if that is R is less than capital R, what's the meaning of that? Now see, this is a cylinder of radius R. Now I am assuming a point P such that the point is inside the cylinder. And the distance of this point P from the center is smaller. That means I am assuming a point, I am going to find electric field intensity at a point which is inside the cylinder. That means if this is a cylinder, I am going to find the intensity at this inside the cylinder. Now if that is the case, now say me, what is the Gaussian surface? Always the Gaussian surface has to pass through this point P. If I am assuming a Gaussian surface like this. This is a Gaussian surface. Okay. Now this is a conducting cylinder, right? Therefore the charge will be only on the surface. Okay. Now what is the charge enclosed? First one. What is charge enclosed? This is the Gaussian surface. Now what is the charge present in this Gaussian surface? Now this is a Gaussian surface. That is a Gaussian surface. What is charge present in that Gaussian surface? The charge is always outside, right, on the surface, right? Now what is charge present in this? What is charge present in this Gaussian surface? The charge is 0. If the charge is 0, now what is electric field? In this formula, if the charge is 0, charge enclosed is 0, what is electric field? Electric field is 0. That means what I can write? First one, if R is greater than capital R, that means when the point is outside, then the electric field is, what is electric field? Sigma capital R by epsilon naught into small r. That is electric field. Now by chance if the point is on the surface of the cylinder, that means small r is equal to capital R. That means on the surface. Now what is the electric field? The electric field we got as sigma by epsilon naught. Now if the point is inside, that means small r is less than capital. That means when the point is inside, then the charge enclosed will be 0. There won't be any charge inside the cylinder. If the charge is 0, then what is charge enclosed? The charge enclosed is 0. Therefore, inside the Gaussian surface, the charge is 0. Therefore, the flux will be 0. Therefore, if the flux is 0, that means electric field is 0. That means what is the graph? If I draw a graph, how the graph will change? How the graph will be? This is R and this is electric field. When the R is 0, that means when the point is somewhere at the center, what is electric field? Electric field is 0. Till where the electric field will be 0? Till R, till the capital R, the electric field will be 0. See, this is a cylinder, and from here to capital R, wherever the point is, the point may be anywhere, but the electric field at that point is 0. The point may be anywhere inside the cylinder, the electric field is 0. That means till R is equal to capital R, till R is equal to capital R, till then the electric field is 0. Okay. Now once when R is equal to capital R, that means on the surface. When it is on the surface, what is the electric field? The electric field we got as, when R is equal to capital R, that means on the surface what is the electric field? Sigma by epsilon naught. Therefore this value is sigma by epsilon naught. Now after R is greater than this capital R, what will happen? Till R, the electric field is 0. When R is equal to capital R, then electric field is how much? Sigma by epsilon naught. After that, when R is greater than capital R, then the electric field here is inversely proportional to R. That means it is a rectangular hyperbola. That means electric field will decrease as the distance is increasing. Therefore, it is a rectangular hyperbola. Here, electric field is inversely proportional to R. There is a graph. This is a graph. The graph will be like this. And the graph is clear. When R is less than this capital R, then the electric field is 0 because the charge enclosed is 0, therefore electric field is 0. When the small r is equal to capital R, then the electric field we got as sigma by epsilon naught. When the small r is greater than this capital, that means the point is outside. That means the point is outside. Then the electric field gradually decreases. As the point is moving far, then the electric field gradually decreases at that point. Therefore, it is a rectangular hyperbola. I think this is clear. This is for a conductor. That means the charge will be only on the surface. That is the reason why inside this conductor, inside this cylinder, the charge is 0. But if I am assuming a non-conductor, then now this is important. Now if I assume a non-conductor, then now this is a cylinder. That is a cylinder of radius capital R. Now the charge will be spread throughout the body, not only on the surface, it will be everywhere inside the body also. Then if that means the charge is spread throughout the volume. That means now they give me the rho. Rho means charge present in unit volume. Okay. Here are the three cases: when the point is outside, when the point is on the surface, and the point is inside. Okay. First one, the point is outside. When the point is outside, now I'm assuming the Gaussian surface, the point is somewhere here at a distance smaller from the center. Now I'm assuming Gaussian surface. Now see, this is the Gaussian surface. This is the Gaussian surface. The Gaussian surface area, what is the radius? The radius is smaller and the length of this Gaussian surface is L. Therefore, what is charge enclosed? This is important. Okay, now what is charge enclosed? See here. Out of this much of cylinder, what is the charge? What is the cylinder present in this Gaussian surface? Only this much of cylinder is present. A cylinder of length L is only present inside this Gaussian surface. Now what is the charge present in that cylinder? What is the charge present in this cylinder of length L? What is the charge? If I want to find the charge, what do I have to do? I have to multiply the rho, that is volume charge density, and the charge is spread throughout the volume. That means if this much of cylinder is present inside this Gaussian surface, now what is the charge present in this cylinder? What is the charge present in this cylinder? The charge will be throughout the body, right? The charge will be throughout the body, right? Now what is charge? How much charge? The charge I will get simply by multiplying the rho into the volume. What is the volume present in this Gaussian surface? That is pi r square, that is pi capital R square into what is the length? That is L. I think this is clear. Simple here, nothing else. This is a whole long cylinder. I am assuming a small Gaussian surface. This is a Gaussian surface of length L. Now how much of cylinder is present? How much of cylinder is present in this Gaussian surface? Only this much of cylinder is present. Only this much is present. Now what is the charge present in this cylinder? If it is a conductor, the charge will be only on the surface. So I took a sigma. But this is a non-conductor. That means the charge will be present inside the body also. That means the charge is spread throughout the body. Whole volume. Therefore, what is the volume present inside this Gaussian surface? What is the volume of this cylinder? Simply pi r square into length. Therefore, I got the volume. Now, what is the area of the Gaussian surface? What is the cross-section area of the Gaussian surface? For Gaussian surface, what is the cross-section area? Is pi, the cross-section area is 2 pi small r into L. Therefore, use the formula. Q enclosed by epsilon naught must be equal to surface integral E into ds. There is nothing but Q enclosed is how much? Rho pi r square into L. This is nothing but the volume of the cylinder present in this Gaussian surface. And when I multiply that volume into rho, that is nothing but the charge. I will get the charge present in this cylinder, in this part. Isn't this clear? This is a cylinder. The charge will be throughout. Okay? Okay, now my epsilon naught must be equal to electric field into, what is that? The cross section area of the Gaussian surface. What is the cross section area? The cross section area is 2 pi r into L. Now pi cancelled off, L cancelled off. What is remaining? That's all. What is electric field? The electric field we got as rho capital R by epsilon naught into small r. To epsilon into r. That is electric field. This electric field. That is electric field. That is electric field at a point when the point is outside the cylinder. Okay. Now when the point is on the surface, then now same when the point is on the surface, when smaller is equal to capital. What is the meaning of this? This is a cylinder. This is a cylinder of radius capital. Now I am assuming a point on the cylinder. That means the point is somewhere here on the cylinder. Now what is the distance from the center? The distance is nothing but, what is the distance? Smaller. That means smaller and the capital both are same. Now what is the Gaussian surface? The Gaussian surface has to pass through the, I am assuming a point P here on the cylinder. Now what is the Gaussian surface? The Gaussian surface has to pass through the point like this. The Gaussian surface, the length is here. Now what is charge enclosed? Inside this Gaussian surface, what is charge present? The charge present is how much? Q enclosed is how much? Sigma, that is rho, into what is the volume of this cylinder present in this Gaussian surface. The volume of the cylinder present in this Gaussian surface is pi r square into L. Pi r square into L. Now what is the surface area of the Gaussian surface? The surface area is nothing but this Gaussian surface. Now it is having radius r, capital. Therefore the surface area is 2 pi capital R into L. Therefore use the formula. What you will get? Rho pi capital R square into L by epsilon naught must be equal to 2 pi capital R L into electric field. What is electric field? The electric field will get us pi cancel off, L cancel off, and 1 R cancel off. What is electric field? Rho R by 2 epsilon naught. That is electric field at a point when the point is on the surface. That is rho R by 2 epsilon naught. Okay. Now by the chance when the point is, if the point is less than R, that means then the point is inside the cylinder. That means I am assuming a point P here inside the cylinder. Now I have to assume a Gaussian surface. This is R, small r. Now I am assuming Gaussian surface. The Gaussian surface has to pass through this point, and the Gaussian surface length is L. Okay. Now what is the charge present? The charge is, this much of charge is present. What is the charge present in this Gaussian surface? First of all, what is the charge enclosed? Okay, now see here. This radius R. Now charge is present everywhere, and I am assuming a point P here, and from the center it is a distance smaller. Now this is a Gaussian surface. This is a Gaussian surface. Now what is charge present in this Gaussian surface? This is the charge present. Now how can I find the charge? The charge enclosed is simply, what is charge present? The length is here, and what is the cylinder present in this? Cylinder is nothing but pi. What is this distance? This is nothing but R square into L into rho. What is it? Rho is a volume charge density. Now into, if I multiply the rho with the volume, I will get the charge present in it. What is the volume? What is the volume of this one? Volume of this cylinder? The length is L, the radius is smaller. This much of volume only present, but this much of charge is present in this Gaussian surface. In this, inside this Gaussian surface, what is the volume present? What is the volume? Pi small r square into L, and I multiply that volume into rho, I will get the charge present in this. What is the ds? Surface integral of ds. That is nothing but the surface area of the Gaussian surface. Cross section area of the Gaussian surface. What is this? It is nothing but 2 pi small r into L. Now use the same formula. What you will get? Q enclosed pi small r square into L by rho epsilon naught must be equal to electric field into 2 pi small r into L. L cancelled off, pi cancelled off, 1 r, and here 1 r is cancelled off. What is electric field? Electric field is rho small r by epsilon naught into 2. That is electric field at a point. That is electric field at a point P, which is when the point is inside the cylinder. If it is a conductor, the charge inside is 0. If it is a conductor, the charge inside is 0. Therefore, whatever be the point, wherever be the point, the electric field at the point is 0. But it is a non-conductor. It means throughout the cylinder, the charge is spread. If I assuming a point P here, now this is a Gaussian surface, Now what is charge present in this Gaussian surface? What is charge present? You have to find that. What is charge enclosed? That is pi r small r square into L. That is the volume. That is the volume of this cylinder. And what is the charge present in the cylinder? Multiply with rho. That's all. Now Gaussian surface area. This is Gaussian surface area. What is the Gaussian surface area? 2 pi r into L. Now keep it there, you will get the answer. And that is clear. That means finally I can write as when the point is outside, that means small r is greater than capital R. When the point is outside the cylinder, then what is the electric field? Electric field we got as rho capital R square by 2 epsilon naught small r. When the point is on the surface, that means when the small r is equal to capital R, then when it is on the surface, then what is electric field? Electric field we got as rho capital R by 2 epsilon naught. No. When small r is less than capital R, that means when the point is inside, even then there will be some electric field because there is some charge. There is some charge inside this Gaussian surface. Therefore there will be some electric field. But if it is a conductor, the charge is 0. Therefore the electric field will be 0. But here the electric field is not 0. What is electric field? The electric field is, there is electric field, this electric field, that is rho small r by 2 epsilon naught. Now we will draw the graph. Now see the graph. When small r equal to 0, when small r equal to 0, no, keep r equal to 0. What is electric field? The electric field is 0. No, when small r is less than capital R, the electric field is directly proportional to r. The electric field is directly rho is a constant, 2 is a constant, epsilon is a constant. Therefore, electric field is directly proportional to small r. That means till r, the electric field. What is electric field? The electric field is a straight line. Till r. Till r, the electric field is a straight line because here the electric field is directly proportional to r. Okay. Now, when it is r, when the small r is equal to capital R, that means when the point on the surface, what is the electric field? The electric field is rho r by 2 epsilon naught. Therefore, what is the electric field here? Rho r by 2 epsilon naught. Okay. Now, once if the r is greater than capital R, then what is the electric field? The electric field is inversely proportional to r here. When r is greater than this capital R, then the electric field is inversely proportional to small r. Rho is a constant, capital R is a constant, 2 is a constant, epsilon is a constant. Therefore, the electric field is inversely proportional to the distance. Therefore, if it is inversely proportional to r, therefore what is the graph? Graph is a rectangular hyperbola. Here, the electric field is inversely proportional to r. This is the graph. Till the r, capital R, that means till the surface, the electric field gradually increases. It is linear. Once it reaches the capital R, then the electric field is this much. After the capital R, that means when the point is outside, then the electric field gradually decreases. And then it is clear how the graph is. And what is the maximum electric field? The maximum electric field is, this is the maximum electric field. What is it? The electric field maximum. How much? The electric field maximum is nothing but rho capital R by 2 epsilon naught. That is on the surface. And it is clear. The maximum electric field when r is equal to capital, that means when on the surface electric field is maximum. What is the maximum value? Rho capital R by 2 epsilon naught. That is on the surface. I think it's clear. See here, one more thing. Always you guys have to imagine the Gaussian surface. You just close your eyes and just imagine the Gaussian surface. First of all, you have to assume the Gaussian surface, then you have to find the charge present in that Gaussian surface. Sometimes the charge may be linear charge, sometimes the charge is surface charge, sometimes the charge will be a point charge, sometimes the charge will be just like this, a volumetric charge. First you have to assume a Gaussian surface and then you have to find the charge present in this. Once you got the charge, then third step is find the surface area of the Gaussian surface. Then keep in the formula, you will get the answers. That's nothing else. I think it's clear. Okay, by this we will wind up this video. And in next video, we will see the remaining applications of Gauss law. And if you guys have any doubt, it may be any topic, please mention my mail or my WhatsApp number, which is in the description. Within 24 hours, all your doubts will be clarified. Thank you.